to talk about. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got a lot of goofy stuff I want to show. I got some updates. I got a lot of stuff. So I'm going to get right to the opening, so I can get this stuff started right away. Let's see. Here we go. And here we go. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, all right, I'm back. Great. Thanks for sticking that out. Hey, what do we got? I got Jolyn. Hey, Jolyn, good to see you here. I got some stuff here. I want to get started right away. I thought it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to start off with, like I usually start off, I start off with some cult stuff. So I want to start off with this guy here. Let me see. Let me see, where is this? Well, while I'm setting this up for all the new viewers today, my name is Mike Sandoval. I am ex Hare Krishna. I was in for 20 years. I've been out for 14 years, and this is where I get together with other Hare Krishna, ex Hare Krishnas, people in, people out, people that are trying to get out, and this is where we get together and we talk about our experiences, and we have a lot of fun. And so, what do we have? I have AJ. How you doing? Good to see you here. And we have Snoggle. Good to see you here. So I'm going to get started right now with this guy here, talking about cults. And I thought this was really good because, like I always say, a lot of people, they don't understand that they're in a cult. They don't understand that Hare Krishna is a cult. They're just, for whatever reason, they just don't understand it. So here we go. Let's see. Whoops. All right, now here we go.
If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere else. I want to argue, actually, if Yogi Berra famously said, if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere else. I want to argue, actually, if you do know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere else, and here's why. Suppose you decide that you have seen the light and you know what good is and you know what to aim for, and you're going to head straight over there towards it. And that gives you purpose and meaning in life and all of that. You do know where you're going. Well, the problem is that the world keeps changing. And in particular, any virtue that becomes very popular, associated with popularly associated with goodness, becomes easy cover for badness. So suppose you're someone who's decided that you're MAGA and that you're all in on Donald Trump and you follow that thing out. And suppose at first it was really motivated by good intentions. I'm very skeptical of that. You could do the same thing with anything. Mindfulness, you could do it with enlightenment, the pursuit of enlightenment, Buddhism, you could do it with Christianity or Islam or whatever. What happens is that any time that something gets associated broadly, popularly with good, it becomes easy cover for bad. I would certainly say that's true of anybody who thought that Make America Great was a good idea. It's become incredible cover for badness. And so has Christianity, to a large extent. That is, you've never had a more popular lifestyle brand in all of world history. 2.4 billion Christians in the world, 48,000 different sects of Christianity. But boy, did that one get saturated with the sense that it is good. Look at how much evil has been done in its name. It becomes easy cover. So if you don't know where you're going, you probably end up somewhere else. If you do know where you're going, watch out too, because you probably will end up somewhere else, or you could easily do that. You don't get to treat it like an express train. I mean, you do, and that's the problem, but I'm suggesting that you should keep your eyes open. Just because you found a lifestyle brand that you associate with goodness doesn't mean that it's somehow immune to badness. You could end up somewhere else, in what I call outer Wrongolia. Yogi.
Okay, exactly. And I thought that was so good because all of us that joined the Hare Krishnas or got involved with Hare Krishnas or got involved with ISKCON or whatever Krishna cult we got involved with, or any cult, we thought we were doing something good. We thought we were going to the right place. We were on a path. We were going to do some good in the world. We were bringing peace and enlightenment, or whatever, knowledge, spiritual knowledge of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and his 10,000-year movement to people with Prabhupada's books and all of this, and it's a cover for bad. It's a cover for bad, and we don't even have to explain that. We have to explain that, but he explains how it's not just Hare Krishna, but it's cults. It's all cults. So let's see. So a lot of people snuck in here, and I didn't get to say, hey, AJ, how you doing? Good to see you here. Whoops. Good to see you. And of course, I think I said hi to Snoggle, and Tate Terry, 777. Good to see you here. And Dusk Within. Good to see you. My mouse thing is not working too good. I don't know what's up. Maybe it needs to juice up. And we got Jenna Morton. How you doing, Jenna Morton? Always good to see you. And Tim. And Tim. Good to see you, man. And Outer Mongolia. Yeah, that's what I was. That's exactly. That's exactly what I thought. The exact same thing. Outer Mongolia. We ended up in Outer Mongolia. We thought we were going to the good place, and yeah, you're all crazy, just like ISKCON. You just keep watching so you can learn that you're in a cult. Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to keep watching so you'll learn that so you can learn that you're in a cult. All right. So let's see. We did that guy. Okay, great. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching, because let's do this. I got to do this. I mean, I didn't. This wasn't made for nothing. Let's go. Let's do this. So the fact that Hotfoot calls yeah, you're in a cult. Yeah, I know. You understand that you're in a cult. Yeah, I get it. But you don't know what a cult is. You think you think you don't realize that you're really in a cult. So you keep watching. And it's funny because the fact that she calls him Srila Gaura Hari Das, which is a total ISKCON name. That's an ISKCON name, Srila Gaura Hari Das. And she says, no, he's not in ISKCON. No, he's not in ISKCON. She's so deluded. But it's good that she's here because she's trying to learn. And so the reason I played the opening is because someone, again, someone from his thing, I don't know, they sent this to me anonymous. Although although it's just a link. It's just a link, but one of his, I think this is one of his people, because they said they didn't want to reveal who they were. And it only makes sense that if they're sending this to me, if they're sending this to me, then it's got to be one of his people. And I guess they're sending it to me so I can watch. I mean, I don't know. You can make up your own mind. But I'm glad that Hotfoot is here. Hot Feet is here, so that I don't know what this is. Okay, everybody, I don't know.
I can dance. Boom, 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 Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay! I can dance. Boom, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay!
Oh man, tell me that's not. She says that's not his con. She says that's not his con. It is so. It's so funny. It is so funny. It's the craziest thing. There's so many delusions. Yeah, I know. He's a Tamal Krishna disciple. He's a disciple of Tamal Krishna. What do you want? What do you want? He's a Tamal Krishna disciple. This guy. Anyway, so one of his people, I guess, is sent that to me and is like, look, look at this guy. And I don't know, why would they send that to me? I don't know. I mean, I do know. I know exactly why. I know exactly. Okay, wait, here's another one. Wait, there's more? There's more. There's more. There's more, everybody. There's more. I gotta know that's so crazy. It's the mental hospital.
I can dance. Boom, 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 Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay!
It's the wackos. It's the nutcases. I don't know. So somebody said this to me. I guess it's one of his people. Is like, look at this nut. One of his people. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. It's like they're telling on him. They're telling on him.
I can dance. Boom, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay!
Okay, so wait a minute. Are you ready? I know, man. I'm glad. Oh, man. I know. These are people. This is what you call. This is what you call ISKCON reject. These are people that couldn't make it in ISKCON. They couldn't make it in ISKCON. They couldn't do what we did. They could not do what we did. They just could not do it. So they did it like, like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. The lunatics, man. Oh, the lunatics.
I can dance. Boom, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay!
It's so funny. Oh my God, what is happening there? Uh, they, they think they're on such a level. They think they're intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya. They think they're on some spiritual path. It's so funny. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious. I can't believe it. It's so much secondhand embarrassment. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for these people. These people people got no clue. They got no shame. I'm embarrassed enough for everybody. I'm embarrassed enough for all of them. I swear to God, man, it is too much. It is too much. I love a good laugh. I can't tell you how much I love a good laugh. And this is a good laugh. This is a good laugh. I'm gonna take one more little look at I'm gonna take one more little look at this. Because and then look at this. Oh my God. Yeah, well, whatever you think, Thomas the Tank Engine, whatever you think, Tommy the Tank Engine, whatever you think. No, I'm bashing this. I'm bashing this ISKCON, this Krishna cult, these pedo cults that I used to be in this same cult. And I know all about this cult. I don't have time to bash all religions. I don't have that many hours in a day, but this is where I bash ISKCON and Krishna and all the Krishna cults. That's what we do here. Because I was a Hare Krishna, so this is basically Hare Krishna, but it applies to every cult because all cults are the same, and that's part of what I'm also about is that all cults are the same. So it's pretty funny. This guy is the funniest friggin' thing. It's hilarious, and these people that worship him, like he's got. Why spend my time? I'll explain to you why I spend my time. I'm spreading awareness that this Hare Krishna is a dangerous cult. It harms people. It's a pedophile cult. So why wouldn't I spend my time uplifting people and letting them know about this cult? Why you want me to not say anything and just let this pedophile cult operate? Is that what you want? Is that what you want me to do? I'm not going to do that. I know too much about this pedophile cult to stay quiet and let people become harmed. So that's why I do this, because I'm trying to raise awareness. It's like people try to raise awareness about all kinds of things. People try to raise awareness about climate change. They try to raise awareness about, women's rights. They try to raise awareness about workers' rights. They try to raise an awareness about animal rights. They try to raise awareness about all kinds of things. People are trying to raise awareness about battered women and all kinds of things that people are always raising awareness about. AIDS research and you name it. People are trying to raise awareness. So what's wrong with me trying to raise awareness about something that I know is dangerous and I want to help people? Why is that wrong? Yeah, I'm not trying to end anything. I'm just trying to raise awareness. When I'm done, someone else will take over. I don't know. You'd rather I wasn't? I don't know. It seems kind of weird. If you think I'm trashing, then you don't know anything about cults. You should learn about cults. Maybe if you learn more about ISKCON, you learn more about cults, you wouldn't be saying that about what I'm doing. You'd be like, wow, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. But I understand, because that's why I'm doing this, because people don't know about cults, and they don't know about Hare Krishna. And so people come in here and they ask that all the time. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. You should stick around. Yeah, okay. Later. Yeah, no, he didn't want to talk about that. He didn't want to talk about that. He asked the question, and then when I answered, he's like, okay, later. So now let's see. We made fun of that guy. We made fun of this. Are we done making fun of this guy? I don't know. I don't think so. His trolls are in here. So let's look at some more. I really feel sorry. I really feel sorry for the people that are being misled by this guy. They're just, I really feel sorry for these people. But what can you do? You know what can you do? We can do this. This is all we can do. What one can do is what we're doing, and that's it. We can't. There's nothing else we can. There's nothing else we can do. We're doing everything humanly possible. We're showing them the truth. We're learning about cult. We're having some pizza. We're learning about cults. That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else we can do. You want me to play some more of this? Yeah, I guess if you don't know anything, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't say anything. I can see through him like glass, but I guess if you don't know, he's a cheap version of ISKCON. So he's Timu guru is what he is. He's Timu, super white Timu Hindu. He's a super white Timu Hindu. This guy. He's a super white Timu Hindu guru Jesus freak. He's a freak. Boom, boom, boom. Exactly.
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
I'm a dreamer. I'm just a dreamer. I'm just a dreamer. I'm just a dreamer. He just dreams. He
I
dreams.
can dance. Boom, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 Yay!
Yeah, you know what? I guess Snoggle. He's definitely got it down. Like I mean, he doesn't have it down because he doesn't know anything. But he's definitely got the whole guru thing down. And I guess maybe that's why I can see right through him. It's like, I've heard this shit. I've been around this shit. I know this shit inside and out. He doesn't, and I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying, but I don't fall for it. I mean, none of us do, I guess, but I can't understand why. He's a cheap friggin' ISKCON. He's not even really worth talking about, except that he is, she's right. He's convincing. people follow him. He's you know, he's a little. I know, it's so funny. He's just, it's a joke, but you know what? Unfortunately, the shit works on people. It works on people. That's how what happens. I mean, look, he's got this lady holding a microphone. It's so funny. It's funny, but it's sad. It's sad. It's funny, but it's sad. And I want to show you this thing that it just came up, and um, and because he thinks he's a guru. He thinks he's a guru. He thinks you know. I know it's spiritual masturbation is what it is. He's spiritually masturbating. He's spiritually masturbating into his hat, into his hoodie. He's spiritually masturbating into his hoodie. That's what he's doing. And he's a cheap replica of a fake guru. I mean, when his own people are sending in videos of him so that we can laugh at him, I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, what what does that tell you? What does that tell you, man? Anyway, I wanted to just hear a little bit of this, and this just was uploaded a couple hours ago. So check this out here.
As I mentioned to you, I have another huge book coming out in the near future, which is a major expose of the Fellowship of Friends, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Wow. I mean, if you want to share anything on that, Ted,
We're going to
how
say
long
about
were you in the fellowship for, Ted?
from 1978 to 1981. All of this has only recently come out, which is stunning. So 45 years later, it's a reckoning, it's a full circle. Those of us who were in it in 1980 thought we were in the pristine moment of it. None of us knew anything about what was about to break, to be revealed. So we were just doing the work, and it was glorious. The reason I left, as I've made it clear, is that I realized there was no goodness in it, among the students. And, that I couldn't accept that. But then after I left several years later is when the first revelations came out. And that was the beginning. And then it has gotten worse from there into literally sex trafficking out of Eastern Europe. It's catastrophic how degenerate it has become. It's a picture of Dorian Gray. I have friends who were 25 years in that thing. And, all of us originally were looking for what you and I look for. And we're just led down into an abyss by this psychopath. And none of us wanted to believe we were in a cult because it was too sophisticated. And it was all Gurdjieff. So the name of my book, just, it's going to come out pretty soon. Gurdjieff's distortion of Orthodox mysticism and the cults it enabled. The point being that inherent in the way the system was taught was the opportunity for predators to take over. Because it wasn't with the safeguards of orthodoxy. There are no words for it. People are traumatized for life by it.
Of course.
For me, I was...
this cult, there's no all the like normal safeguards of society, everything that we use as a civilization or as a society to regulate behavior, our own behavior, the behavior of others. There's none of that in the Hare Krishnas. Because it's all this Vedic bullshit. And it's all run by some megalomaniac guru who can tell somebody, I want you to have 11 children. Or I want you to marry your 11-year-old daughter or 12-year-old daughter off. Or some parent that marries their daughter off to a grown man, or puts their kids in a gurukula at 5 and 6 years old, and then just, that's it. She doesn't see him again. They don't see him. You know, that's regular society has, we have checks and balances. We have things that if somebody in your family, or your cousin or your brother, your nephew or something, was going to do something weird with their kid, somebody would say something, or what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But in the Hare Krishnas, kids are brought up in it, families are in it, people shun their parents, whatever, and they just go in there, and then the guru takes over and says, I want you to have 11 kids. I want you to put your kids in the gurukula. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I want you to go on book distribution. I want you to go open a temple in Chile. Freaking, in the real world, we have things like this guru could just send that woman off to Liberia, the middle of a civil war. Friggin' a war is going on. People are being shot. People are being executed every day. They're driving people off and executing them like it's. And they send this woman in there to what? To do what? To do what? To sell some books. To feed some statues with some food and sell some books. That's why she needed to go in there to do that. I mean, seriously, come on.
Is the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
In the real world, if she said, hey, she tells her parents, she's like 22 years old, 25 years old, 26 years old, she tells her parents, hey, I'm going to Liberia. There's a civil war there, but don't worry about me. I'm going to go sell some books, and I'm going to go feed some statues. I'm going to cook some rice, I'm going to feed these statues, and I'm going to go out and sell books and go jump up and down in the middle of the street chanting Vedic hymns. Her family was like, what are you talking about? What are you crazy? What the fuck are you doing? And then she would have said, yeah, you're right. What the fuck am I doing? But no, she's around a bunch of people that are like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's all go to Liberia and distribute books to the people in the middle of the Civil War. Friggin' insane. And when these cults can hide behind, when these cults can hide behind a religion and call it a 5,000-year-old tradition and all of that, and deceive people and lie and talking about this and that, and it's all bullshit. And then the girl gets shot in Liberia selling books because she's in Liberia in the middle of a civil war, feeding statues with some rice, feeding rice and glubjamums to a statue, and then it's fucking insanity, man. I missed a bunch of comments here. I know it makes no sense. If you think about it, modern science has proven Vedic cosmos model is a mythical fantasy. I know, and that's why I'm saying, like, this Harvard dumbass Goswami, he knows there ain't no He knows the Earth is not sitting in a flat and it's sitting on the back of a turtle that's standing on a tortoise or on balanced on four elephants, whatever the fuck he thinks. They waste all that money, all those years, and all that money to build a temple with a stupid friggin' diagram of a Earth on the back of a turtle, standing on elephants, with the elephants in orbit, keeping the flat Earth from tipping over. What the fuck? You got to be out of your mind. I mean, seriously, out of your mind. I mean, I don't understand what it is. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I've heard all that bullshit. I've heard it backwards, forwards, upside down, whatever, and I've heard it better. And I'm not impressed with him or anything. It's just not it. And I know he thinks that, he's like Prabhupada. If you don't understand me, then that's you. I'm the guru, and if you're not surrendered to me, then that's your problem. It's so wacky. A brother-in-law of mine was in a Guru Jet cult in North California and was told to marry a woman. The backstory of that woman, they obeyed and married was the ex-wife of the leader's new husband. All these cults have this weird shit going on. It's just part of it. It's just part of it. Like all this stuff. You can't get away with it. You just can't. This guy's an Orthodox Christian. Icons in the background. He's the only one that keeps the rules. Yeah, I noticed that, but he at least he got out of that. At least he got out of that. I mean, at least he understood what was going on, and he found out there's human trafficking and this and that going on. I mean, at least he came to that. At least he got to that conclusion. I mean, I hand it to him for that. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm not going to, but I just thought it was interesting because, these cults are all the same. That's the bottom line. That's what I'm trying to say. and if you're in the Krishna cult or you're with this Gaurahari character, you send me those videos.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
Okay, so we got rid of that, got rid of him, and then we did this guy. Okay, so now this is funny. I want to. So we're gonna get into the thing, but I want to. It's Knitting Cold Lady's gonna weigh in. Knitting Cold Lady has something to say about it. Believe it or not. So here we go with this.
Underwear checks. Cults always want to control your underwear. Well, they want to control your appearance because appearance is all about controlling behavior. But so many times we see cults wanting to control your underwear. And this is something that in the Children of God, the pedophile cult, women weren't allowed, and girls weren't allowed to sleep with underwear, and we would get checked. And it was so creepy that people begged me not to put it in the book. But I had to, because guess what? In the army, they check our underwear again. And there are underwear requirements. And people try to argue with me about this. That's not true. As soon as you're out of training, you can wear whatever you want. You can Google right now. Every branch of the military has regulations, hundreds of pages of how you're allowed to dress. And all of them have underwear requirements. And guess what underwear requirements do? They give predators the excuse to check. Somebody had mentioned to me, yeah, it was so weird. I had a boss who insisted that women wear pantyhose at work, even if we were wearing slacks and closed-toed shoes. How would he even know? And that is when I said the requirement gives you the excuse to check. In theory, any senior ranking person in any branch of the military could get someone alone and be like, come here and show me your underwear. because there's a rule. We also see this in the Mormon church, with Mormons reportedly giving each other very creepy back rub hugs so that they can check.
Okay, hold on. I got to get to this comment. So, okay, so this comment right here. So yeah, I know about men. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But this is what I wanted to know. ISKCON ladies did not wear panties. So you just wear like the skirt underneath. Is that what it is? Because I don't know. I don't know what ladies wear, and I'm not. Okay, so anyway, she goes on. She goes on.
If their sacred underwear is on and in place. Now, this never happened to me in the military. I was an officer and I got lucky. But as soon as I started talking about it on the internet, I heard the stories of this happening. It's a very important part about requirements. It gives you the opportunity to check. Did I write about underwear checks in my new best?
Okay, so that's what I was. So that's so. What's it like in the ashram? Do they check? Do they tell you not to? You can't wear panties, or you're not. They just tell you not to, or you. I know about the long cotton underskirt because my daughter wore that under her. Well, see, my daughter had a uniform when she went to school. She had a school uniform. But when she would wear a sari when she would dress up and perform at the school, Jaganambika would have them, dress them up and have them all made up and do all the thing. And I don't know, because I'm a dad. I'm not a mom. So okay, so no checks, but just part of the training. Okay, because I never knew what was going on, so I was trying to look it up, and I found this article, and it says, it's Krishna Today, KrishnaToday.com, talking about, it says, is wearing a dhoti or sari and kopin compulsory? And let me just see what it said, a little bit of what it says here. This is crazy because I never thought about it until she mentioned it, and it was just like a light went off, or like a alarm went off in my head. So it says Hare Krishna, please can you explain the science behind kopin, why Indian sadhus and brahmacharis wear kopin, why one should wear kopin, who can wear kopin? And it says, the reply, it says, okay, yeah, I agree with you. That's part of it. Underwear is not, back in the day, women didn't wear. That's what we're going to get to. I didn't know either. That's why I had no idea. And I guess it's Vedic. I guess it's this Vedic thing. But why, what is up? Okay. What is up? They want to control. Okay, it says, the reply is, you have asked about the science behind the kopin, a piece of cloth worn by males and some females as underwear. Okay, so it says that some women, it says, kopin is used to keep the male organ intact and less disturbing. Nowadays, the underwear panty solves this problem. It says, in those days, thousands of years ago, well, we know it wasn't thousands of years ago, there were no sewing machines to prepare pants, underwear, panty, etc. They could just make one long piece of fabric. They had no facilities to stitch So I guess it's like this tradition, right? 1,000 years ago, they weren't wearing panties, so women shouldn't be wearing. It says the woman wore a sari itself in such a way that it hides their whole body. The sewing of blouse, panties, underwear, pants, shirt, etc., came only after they invented sewing. So we can't imagine the clothing like underwear during the Vedic period. Okay, so what they're saying is they had airplanes made of flowers that they could fly, and they had atomic weapons they could shoot with their brain, but they didn't know how to sew. They didn't know, they didn't know how to sew. They couldn't sew a pair of panties. They had flying airplanes, because they could do it with them. You explain that to me. They had flower airplanes. They could just fly around. They had all kinds of this technology that we don't have, but they did not know how to make panties. They did not they did not know how to make panties or briefs. Okay, they couldn't make briefs or boxers. So they just had women went commando. They went commando, and guys wore a loincloth. That's it. It's a loincloth. So it says here, so both men and women wore a piece of cloth to hold the male and female organs safely and tightly. The women used pieces of cloth even for managing their monthly menstruation. This is the reality behind the clothes used thousands of years ago. I was never told not to wear or wear different underwear. I guess I got lucky. Yeah, I mean, doesn't this sound wacky? This is coming from an ISKCON page from 2022. So this page was updated in 22, only like 4 years ago. Okay, so he says, yeah, that sounds painful. Don't mean to laugh, but it sounds awful. Yeah, it is. We're gonna, man.
Because the whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Okay, so we got that. Okay, so here it is. Here's the video. This is, this was 1 year ago. This is 1 year. This is 1 year ago. Here we go with this. Here we go.
I want to give you a quick tutorial how to make copines, also known as brahmachari underwear. First of all, what is a copine? In two simple words, a loincloth. And it is traditionally worn by renunciates who reside in holy places or in the forest. But they can really be worn by all kinds of men who desire to embrace their practice of celibacy. Even those who have a partner.
Why do men need to wear this thing? Why? He's saying usually traditionally it's worn by yogis and whatever brahmachari yogis, but it can be worn by anybody. Well, why would anybody want to? Why would anybody? Did you see that guy? What he wants you to put on? What he's saying that men should wear these things? Oh my goodness.
Or who are married. In our line of teachers there were many householders and all of them wore copine. The copine reduces agitation felt in the genital by pressuring certain subtle energy points and nerves in and around the chakra area. They are not meant to hurt and are actually quite comfortable once you get used to them. But even the best underwear can't protect someone who is not willing to practice. How to make copines, also known as two simple words, a loincloth. And it is traditionally worn by renunciates, partner or who are married. In our line of teachers there were many householders and all of them wore copine. The copine reduces agitation felt in the genital by pressuring certain subtle energy points and nerves in and around the chakra area. They are not meant to hurt and are actually quite comfortable once you get used to them. But even the best underwear can't protect someone who is not willing to practice celibacy. You can think of it as being similar to the shell of a tortoise. The tortoise can at will withdraw its limbs in the shell whenever there is danger, and it can also pull out its limbs and roam freely whenever it desires. Similarly, a copine is like a shell of a tortoise.
It's not a shell of a tortoise. This is such bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. It's just skimpy. It's just weird. It's just weird. They used to wear that because like you said, that they're these renounced guys they're renounced. They're like, I don't have any clothes, I don't have anything, I'm just gonna wear a thing, and that's it. But over time, we don't need that. Guys don't need that. I mean, guys never needed to do that. There's no reason for that. It's just, yeah, how'd that work out for you? How did that work out? I was told it was, yeah, how'd that work out? How'd that, did it move? Did it move? Did it move? This is crazy. I know. This is crazy. This is crazy stuff. Why? Okay, let's watch a little bit more, and then I'll tell you my story.
That is meant to protect the limb from unintentional and potentially dangerous use, while also being very clean due to it not having any stitches and being very easy to wash. A copine is, for example, required for all priests, also known as pujaris in a temple, to wear during their worship. Additionally, it is also very simple to make and cheap, as you can make it from old and used cloth. Just remember, it is not about self-denial, but self-control. So the first thing you're going to need is...
There's no self-control. They're so full of shit. There's no self-control. They're not controlling anything. I'm telling you, they're not controlling a goddamn thing. It is cosplay. This is, you know what I think? Honestly, I think this is some kind of weird sexual thing. It's some weird sexual thing that it's just some weird sexual thing. I can't explain it. I can't fucking explain it, man. I'm sorry.
It's an old and long cloth. Dhotis are ideal as they have the required length to cut, and so I used one of my old ones here that I did not wear anymore. Next, with a scissor, you need to make a little cut lengthwise, so where the dhoti is longest, which should be at least 1.5 meters long. As you can see in the video, you don't need to cut it all the way down. Actually, you will get a straight line much easier if you simply tear it apart after you make the initial cut. And I will show you how to calculate the width in a minute. So now we have a pretty long piece, and this will be the main part that goes between the legs. The width should be approximately fitting in between the middle parts of your two legs, or another orientation is the distance between your two nipples. The length has to be measured according to your body height.
This is so stupid. Okay. This is so stupid. Why you gotta go through this shit? And okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now. So I was in India. This is so stupid. This reminds me. This watching him do this. Cosplaying starting for the. I know it's exactly what it is. I know it is. It's cosplay. Cosplaying underwear. I'm underwearing my. I'm cosplaying underwear now. I know it is so stupid. It's totally sexual. I don't know what it is about it, but it is friggin'. It just is. It just is. So I'm in Vrindavan with my friend Radha Kund, and I bought my first dhoti. I bought my first dhoti and kirta, and it's me and him and we're sharing a room, and we're getting ready. We're the first time putting it on, and so he's like, he instantly went from. I swear. Excuse me. This is how it is. One day we're in Bangkok, and this guy is taking me to a strip club, to a goddamn ping pong show in the heart of Bangkok somewhere. I don't even know where it is. And then the next day, we get on a plane and we go and we fly to Delhi. It's only 4 hours. We fly to Delhi and we go to Vrindavan, and we're all and we buy clothes. Because we're all in Western clothes. We get there. I got some dhotis, some kurtas. We got a room. And he goes, okay, let's go to the temple. Let's get dressed. So he's going to show. Now he's Bhakta leader. Yesterday we were on a sex tour. We were on a sex tour in Bangkok. Now, because he's 50-50 Swami. Now he's Bhakta leader, and he's like, oh, this is how you put the dhoti on, and then he goes, oh, you've got Karmi underwear on. We got Karmi underwear. We can't wear Karmi underwear. We can't wear Fruit of the Looms or whatever, Hanes, whatever the fuck it was. Hanes. I got briefs. I got like white Hanes briefs. And he goes, no, you can't wear that because you can see through it. You can see through the dhoti. And Radha Kund is like, oh man, we can't go to the temple like that. That's offensive. We can't wear Karmi underwear under our dhoti. It's offensive. And so he's like, we gotta make kopins. We gotta make some kopins. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. And I felt the same way about that than I did when the guy told me we couldn't eat cheese. I'm like, can't eat cheese? Like, what are you talking about? Can't eat cheese. So he's like, yeah, you can't wear your Hanes or your Fruit of the Looms or whatever. You got to wear these kopins. And I was just like, what? Now I gotta change these. I gotta change my underwear. What are you talking about? And so he does this whole thing with this. He's ripping stuff up and he's going, you do this and you put it around and then you put, and I'm like, man, what are you talking about? What is this? I thought I didn't know this was like some kind of homoerotic camping YMCA. I don't know what this is. What did I get myself into? But that's what it was, and I was like, what I got? You guys telling me what kind of underwear I can wear? And I remember that. And when Knitting Cult Lady said cults always want to control your underwear, I was just like, that motherfucking Radha sure did. He was telling me not only what my underwear, but how to wipe my ass. He's telling me, no, you can't wipe your ass with toilet paper. You got to wipe your ass with your hand. I'm like, why? Oh, because toilet paper is not clean. I'm like, what? Well, my hand's not going to be clean. My hand's not going to be clean. What do you mean the toilet paper is not clean? That's so stupid. Okay. So that's my coping story.
You must be able to fold it in the middle, since this is the way it is secured on the rope, and approximately reach with the folded cloth the floor, so you will be able to wind it up on the back later on. Next we will of course need the rope to hold it all together. For this, since it was such a long piece, though it was at least 2.5 meters long, I could simply cut off a little part that will fit around the belly to use as a rope. Here we have the two pieces together ready to put on. Now we
Can you imagine you join an organization because you want to love God, and they're telling you, well, now you got to wear a friggin' 1,000-year-old underwear. You got to wear this underwear. You can't love God unless you're wearing this 1,000-year-old underwear that makes your semen go up into your brain. You'd say, what? I don't think I want to love God. I don't think I want to love God. Urgaswa Das told me that apes rule each other according to the size of their genitals. So Vedic underwear is on the human platform. Yeah, well, we don't walk around. We don't walk around like apes with our junk hanging out, looking and going, "Oh, who's got the biggest?" That's so stupid. Yeah, clean your bum with your hand. I mean, I don't know what's up with that, but okay. You want to see the rest of this video? This is fun, huh? You want to see the? You want to see?
Can bind the rope around our belly, around 1.5 inches below the navel. Then we thread the main cloth in the middle, right between the rope and finally wrap it up around the back, securing it. It should be wrapped firm, but not so tight as to squeeze anything, and secure the excess cloth on the side. From one dhoti you can easily make 3 to 4 copings. So I hope everything was very clear, and if you have any questions, you can either use the comment section or, this being a rather private subject matter, write to my email. I have been wearing copings for almost 24 hours daily since 10 years.
If you have any problems with your copings, you can email this guy, and he will help you. He'll help you with it. He'll help you. That's what I said. That's what I said. They said, this is what they told me. And I had more than one devotee tell me that, and they told me that, and I thought they were joking. I thought they were playing a joke. I thought they were playing a joke. They said, you gotta wipe your hand, you wipe your ass with your hand, and then you wash your hand. And I was like, why? And they said, because it's cleaner. And if you use toilet paper, then your ass is still dirty. And I said, well, why do I got to use my hand? Why can't I use the paper and then wash my ass and my hand? And they're like, well, no, because that's Maya. It's Maya. It's like toilet paper was sense enjoyment or something. I don't know. It was weird, and I didn't like it. It's so weird. It's so weird. Yeah, especially in India. Let me tell you, that's why everyone gets sick. That's why everybody gets sick in India when you go to India, because there's no hygiene. I mean, the hygiene is not on the level of what Western hygiene is. It's not even like where I am here in Thailand. It's like a whole nother level. It's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother world over there. I mean, it's a whole nother world. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Yeah, that's how you were raised. But so after you shit, you just get naked and jump in the shower and shower the shit off of your ass into the shower. Is that what you do? And I'm not trying to. I'm just asking. You say you don't use toilet paper, so you take a shit. You got shit all over your ass. You just get off of the toilet. I mean, seriously. When you have to take a shit, do you just get naked and then sit on the toilet naked and just like get off the toilet and jump into the shower and hose the shit off of your ass into the toilet drain, into the shower drain? Yeah, that's what you do. I figured that's what you do because that's what you got to do. If that, I mean, yeah. I mean, I understand that because I think. In India, that's what they make. That's what you do when you're a little kid in India. They're like, get jump in, and then you just grow up doing that. You just grow up doing that. I guess. Yeah, thank modern hygiene for good health, and we're not getting friggin' dysentery and cholera like every time we eat. Last time I went, um, I was doing really good because I wasn't drinking any water. I was really careful with the water and everything. And then last night I was there. The last night I was there in Vrindavan, this guy was making lassis, and they look so good, and everybody's drinking one. It was right in front of the temple, and I was like, man, that looks so good, and I couldn't take it anymore, and I got one, and right after I ordered it, I saw him he just was chopping at this chunk of ice that looked like it was like sitting in the road for like 4 hours. I don't know, it was just, and then he puts it in the thing, and he's like, "Arr!" and I looked at that and I said, that's gonna make me so sick. I just know I'm gonna get sick. It was so good. It was so good, but it did. It made me so sick, and that's how it is. That's just how it is, man. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, so that's how they do it. I mean, I know it's. Yeah, I mean, I would use the toilet paper and then shower, but I can understand. Look, I can understand because in India, see that's the thing. In India, when I was there, and every time I've been there, you use toilet paper. You can't put it in the toilet like we do in the United States. So if you wipe your ass with toilet paper, you got this shitty out toilet paper in your hand. You can't just put it in the toilet like we do in the United States. You got to put it somewhere else. You got to put it. Who wants to do that? I mean, I'm serious. I'll tell you, I was on a train. I was on a train here in Thailand, and we were going somewhere. It was a long ass train ride, and I had to do my thing, and they didn't have the hose. They had toilet paper, and I was disgusted. Not only was I disgusted, but I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I was like in this little tiny box. It was like, and I'm like, it was, so I can understand, like in India, I don't understand why they don't have like this normal plumbing. Like, I don't understand why, it's the year 2026 and you can't put toilet paper in their toilet, or why their sewer is on top of the I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of this stuff, but that's the way it is. And they teach it to you in ISKCON, like that's normal, like that's advanced. Like, oh, sewer on top of the street, that's advanced Vedic, that's a Vedic system. That's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, let me see. This is. Okay, let me see. Do I have an opening for this? I guess this one fits. All right, yeah. So I got this. Let's take a look at this. See what this says. It says, I investigated the Hare Krishna movement, and this wasn't that long. This was a year ago. Let's see what it says.
I can dance. Boom, 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 boom. You sing it with me, and then you'll know.
This temple was originally opened, or the new temple, I would say, in 2014. And prior to that, we were using an old church here. If you look at the restaurant there, that is actually the church, the original church.
So this was all built on extra, though?
We built on extra on that side, but this whole section here is brand new.
Okay.
What happened?
A lot of people don't understand is that we're trapped inside of karmic prisons. We're in an invisible
another
karmic
cult
prison.
scam. There you go.
So if you've got this karmic imprint on your land.
Come on, Krishna video. I don't know. Okay, so that doesn't want to play. That doesn't want to work. Okay. You know, it's funny. My friends joke and call me the Indian and monk because I'm the closest to an Indian that they know. Yeah, because you grew up in it. So yeah, you're like a white Hindu. You're like a, you're like a mini white Hindu. You're like a mini white Hindu. That's funny. Yeah, because that's how I was. I was the same way. You know, I was at American Express for like 7 years. So I was the same way. I had a shaved head, and Sika, and I had Radha and Krishna and Prabhupada on my desk, and so I was like a swami to them. To my coworkers, I was like a monk. I was like a whatever you want to call it, man. That was the closest thing they knew to a swami. Hey, Queen of Karma, good to see you. So good to see you here. It's noon in Canada. All right. It's almost midnight where I am. Wait, up until modern toilet paper times, most people have dedicated butt rags. I guess people that had money had a butt rag that they would wear, that were used to wipe and cleaned by the chambermaids or washed by hands to reuse. Wow, that's that's something. I didn't know the history of toilet paper. Hey, yeah, how you guys doing? We're doing good. It's good to see you. We're talking about how cults want to control the underwear. That was what we were talking about earlier. So I want to show a little bit of this video. This is oh, wait a minute. It's gonna take a second. It's got another commercial. Oh boy. I use cloth nappies for all my children, but that was having a washing machine. Yeah. It's weird. The whole underwear thing is weird. Okay, here we go.
I'm Sarah Edmondson.
And I'm Anthony Nippy Ames. And this is
A Little Bit Culty.
Cults are commonplace now. From fandoms to fads, we're examining them all. We look at what happens when things that seem like a great thing at first go bad.
Every week, we chat with survivors, experts, and whistleblowers for real culty stories told directly by the people who lived through them, because we want you to learn a few things that we've had to learn the hard way.
For example, if you think you're too smart to get sucked into something culty, you might be prime recruitment material, and who knows, you could already be in a cult. If you're not aware of your programming, you're probably being programmed, so keep listening to find out.
We'll talk about all sorts of topics on the show, but be aware, this podcast might contain stories that could be alarming to some of our listeners. We call ourselves ex-Nexians.
I'm going to learn so much about that from reading your book.
Okay, I didn't know it was just a podcast. I thought it was a video. So I'm not going to play that. But I would recommend this podcast a little bit. It's called A Little Bit Culty, and they talk about a lot of different cults, and it's all about cults. So you can go and learn more about cults, and so that when you are talking to people about ISKCON or cults or Krishna cults, you can say it's just like every other cult. You can give examples, and you can even let people know that they can go to these different web pages as well. Yeah, that's why I wanted to listen to her a little bit. That's why I wanted to listen to what she had to say, because a lot of these people that are no longer in it, they say they're not in it because of the gurus, and they're still into Prabhupada, and they're still into the whole bhakti yoga thing. And that's why I wanted to hear what she had to say, because this was recent. But I'm not going to just listen. I wanted to watch it here and comment on it. I'm not going to just listen to it. That's not what I do here. So there's that. So that's gone. So now let's see. It is time. We're gonna go ahead and do some of this. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so Nori used to be Nandini Dasi. She was one of the she worked in the propaganda department. What did she sue him for? Did she sue him for damages? Because if she sued him for damages, that'd be pretty cool. I agree. I agree. She needs. Okay, so let's see. I got this. So I believe Tim sent this in.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Did you ever feel that there's a practice or there is a attempt to influence and brainwash people in the Western world about the Krishna learnings or the Lord Krishna?
We were accused of brainwashing. If you're a Christian, just be a better Christian. If you're a Buddhist, be a better Buddhist.
They were accused of brainwashing. They were found guilty of brainwashing. The children were found. They won their they won their case for the child abuse. But Robin George also won her case. She won her case that they abused, that they brainwashed her into this cult. She won that case.
If you're a Muslim, follow the Quran. They know our interests and they feed those interests and they take it in the direction they want to go rather than the direction that we want to go.
That is the true meaning of brainwash. If I enjoy.
Joy means a freedom from anxiety, a freedom from distractions.
She thinks she's free. You hear that? Freedom from distractions, freedom from anxiety. There's no freedom from anxiety. This is such bullshit. And she knows, she's been in it for so long that she knows the truth. She knows about the child abuse. She knows about the child abuse. She knows about the murders. She knows about the sexism, the racism. She knows all of that. The child marriages. She is just the white woman that just makes it all seem okay. Like, why would it's okay? I'm a sensible woman. Why would I be part of this if it was bad? It's exactly what she's. This is what disgusts me. This is what pisses me off, because this is when I start thinking about how dangerous this cult is, and how this woman can just sit there and do this, it drives me up a goddamn wall. Hey, Ghana, how you doing, man? Good to see you. This is the type of thing that really gets me going. That's what really gets me going. Yeah, the Muppets are great. Joy just means happiness, and that's subjective. Yeah, these people are so caught up that they've got the answer to life, that they've got the answers to everything, and that their happiness, that their fantasy happiness is more real than the real happiness that we have when we do stuff. That's another thing that pisses me off.
I was raised in the U.S. in an atheistic family, and I became rather a staunch atheist.
When did it all started?
Met people who were very wealthy, who were very famous, who were very beautiful, and yet happiness severely eluded them. And yet they didn't find an inner satisfaction, which is what we all want. I became very confused because I wanted to be happy. And I have to say that I entered Vrindavan as an atheist, and after a month I left Vrindavan as a theist. The wealth, the prestige, the fame, the beauty, the knowledge, they didn't have any of that. And yet they had a sense of fulfillment that was palpable. This work.
It's funny. It's funny how people, when they talk about stuff like that, they go, well, rich people, rich, wealthy, famous, they don't have, they're still not happy in life, even though they've got all that stuff. And so then that made me think, like, there must be something. Well, wait a minute. What about all the people that aren't happy in life? What about all the poor people? How about all the damaged people, the poor people, disabled people, sick people, people in poverty? There's so many of those people that are not happy. What about them? What do you ever think about? Why are those people not happy? You wonder why the rich people and the famous people and all that, why they're not happy, because you think, well, they should have everything. Well, how come all the poor people and all the what about all the poor people and the disabled and the sick and the elderly? They must not be happy either, right? Because you expect the rich and the famous and all them to be happy. So you expect the poor people and the sick and all that to not be happy? You don't think about them, and why aren't they happy? What can we do for them?
The world is not the all in all. It's going to come and go, come and go.
These answers, they make no sense. These answers, all their answers, these cult answers, these religious cult answers make no sense. My dad made so much more sense when he said, what difference does it make? It's so ridiculous. Atheistic, that's not even a thing. We don't, there is no, I know they have this because it's a us and them mentality. So it's like everybody, if you're not a Hare Krishna, then you're either atheistic or you're Mayavadi, you're impersonal, and if you're impersonal, you might as well be atheist because you think it's all one, and if it's all one, then it's all nothing, and if it's all nothing, then it's atheist. They got like that one cult guy says, it's this hero-botic, all of these guys, hero-botic, right, righteous and mighty, everything. I'm always right, I'm always righteous, and I'm always mighty. Because no matter what I say, it's coming from Krishna, and it's in the Vedas, and it's the Vedic system, and it doesn't matter if it's child marriage, pedophilia, racism, sexism. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like that guy said, don't criticize Prabhupada. Prabhupada said it, That's it. If that's not cult, if that's not cult. Yeah, well, I know she was working with the kids on the lawsuit that the kids won. I don't know if she had a lawsuit. I know she wrote a book. I met her a couple times. I don't know her, but I met her a couple times at ITV when I was a devotee. I didn't know that she was out. She acted like a devotee. She knew everybody. She was hanging out, and then I know. Let me go back to her again.
It's an absolute privilege for me to have this conversation with you. I'm sure it's going to be a great learning for me and also everyone watching this. Before we dwell into the spiritual path, I would like to know, what was your journey? Where did it all started?
Thank you. It's an
Here we go. It's gonna be.
important question, where we came from. So I was raised in the U.S. in an atheistic family. My mother was raised in the Church of England, and very strictly, so that if you didn't go to church on Sundays, that you were condemned unless you were very sick. And my father was raised in the Jewish tradition, also very strictly, with kosher and non-kosher silverware and the lights off Friday evenings and so on.
Wait, so is she acting like Hare Krishna is not strict with the 4 regulative principles and the 10 offenses? Is she acting like that's not strict? Is she acting like going to church? If you don't go to church on Sunday, you're going to be damned to hell, as if you're not a devotee, you're gonna go to the hellish planets. I mean, is she trying to say that Hare Krishna is better than what her mother was? Is she trying to say that? Is she looking down at her mother, the Church of England, her mother's religion, because they told her if you don't go to church on Sunday, you're gonna be damned. If you're gonna be damned and go to hell. Meanwhile, she joins a cult where they say any little thing you do wrong, you're gonna take birth again. You're gonna go to hellish planet. You're gonna be worm and stool. You're gonna be this and that. I mean, you know what? I'll take the Catholic Church. I would take the Catholic Church over Hare Krishna. I was. It's so much less damaging. You can actually live. You can actually live like a normal, productive life as a Catholic. You cannot be a normal person when you're in this cult. You just can't. You just can't.
And they both felt when they came of age that there was so much ritual, but no real meaning, no real substance to it. So they didn't feel that they valued it, and they gave up religion separately. So when they married and had children, they raised me and my brother without any religion at all. We never went to a church or a temple or a mosque or a synagogue the whole time growing up. And I became rather a staunch atheist, to the point even I would meet my religious friends and question them, and they started to question themselves. And then I got involved in photography.
A staunch atheist. A staunch atheist. I don't know what that, she questioned everybody. I guess she was like, she had a sign. She had a sign that said, "No God." And she walked around with this sign, and she just challenged everyone. There's no God. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of such a thing. But okay. I mean, if that... Yeah, she's implying they aren't as strict as her parents were atheistic because of how strict those churches. Yeah, I mean, it's a magical mystery story, so there's a lot of magic and a lot of mystery. This lady looks like the mean old Catholic school nun from the Blues Brothers. She looks like all the women from Watsika Avenue. She looks like every she looks like every woman on Watsika Avenue, man. I swear she does. She looks like every woman at the LA Temple.
At a young age. I was about 9. I got gifted a camera. And I felt I had a real knack for it because I love to observe people and nature and things. So I started taking pictures of everything. And eventually I majored in photography in college, Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, New York, the home of Kodak, which was famous at that time. And then I started photographing with professionals in New York City. My home was near New York City. So I became acquainted with people who were very famous. I worked for who was considered one of the...
She thinks this is like a flex, right? Like this is great on her resume. But all I think about is you could have been a famous photographer. You could have won a Pulitzer Prize. You could have traveled around the world taking famous photographs. You could have photographed famous people. You could have, you could have been hired to be the White House photographer or a photographer for Time Magazine or for the Hollywood Reporter covering movie stars or photographing people at the Academy Awards or a professional photographer taking pictures. But so many things this woman could have done with her life, and she didn't. She gave it all up to just be this. To be in a pedophile cult is what it is. She's a perpetrator in a pedophile cult. Let's not forget that. That's what Knitting Cult Lady says. And I agree. Every adult, us included, my daughter was in it. I was exploiting my own daughter. I didn't even know it. But I can admit it. I had her in the Rath Theatre. I had her performing. She was Krishna. She was this. She was that. I was going right along with it. Going right along with it.
10 best photojournalists in the world. His name was W. Eugene Smith. And I worked for somebody named Peter Oliver, who was a fashion photographer. So in this way, I had experience in the field, and I met people who are very wealthy, who are very famous, who are very beautiful, the models who decorate the cover of Vogue magazine and other magazines. And I felt in each case, as I got to know these people, that happiness really eluded them. Like the person who was very famous was very concerned that he was losing his fame to younger people. And the people that were wealthy, although they had tremendous wealth, they were full of...
So I guess her conclusion is, I met a lot of unhappy people, so I decided to join this pedophile cult because they tricked me into thinking that I was going to be happy, but look at me. Do I look very happy? Do I look happy?
Anxiety about their wealth and about people who are envious of their wealth, about people taking advantage of their wealth. And other people, they could be very knowledgeable. They could have whatever opulences we desire in the world.
Yeah, you're right. She could have panties on, and that'd be an offense. And she could have some panties. She could have some panties on, and that could be a problem. That could be a problem. Maya Hunter photographer, I know, is so sad. It's so sad. She wasted her life. She wasted her entire life. She could have been a contender. She could have been somebody.
And yet, happiness severely eluded them. And in the fact that they were sometimes alcoholics, they and their children were going to therapy.
How do you know they weren't happy? They could have been a happy drunk. A lot of alcoholics are happy. Don't buy into don't buy into it. And she's acting like ISKCON is the fountain of happiness when almost every child was abused, women are being abused, kids are committing suicide, adults are committing suicide. Is racism, sexism, left and right, and people getting shot in their vans. I mean, you name it, It's going on. She's acting like, you know, people are like alcoholics and these rich people are not happy. It's so funny. It's so ridiculous.
You know,
It's so.
Couldn't quite climb out of confusion and depression. So when I saw this, that people excelled in every way that we're supposed to want to excel, in terms of fame, in terms of knowledge, in terms of beauty, in terms of wealth, in terms of power, and
you know, this lady effect is just the opposite of hot lips. Maybe she needs to hook up with Gora Hari. I know. Maybe we should hook her up with Gora Hari and hot lips, and she can giggle and laugh. Maybe I think she needs some giggling and some laughing and some crying. I think maybe you got a point there. She's the poster girl for having. I don't know, man. She's the poster girl for like, don't join this cult. This cult sucked the life right out of her. This cult sucked the life. Look, she's only 22. No, she's only 22 years old. No, this cult is. The cult takes advantage of vulnerable people going through tough times. They promise you a better life than that of the material world. Meanwhile, you join, you're still miserable. You know, it sounded like her life was pretty good. She's a photographer. She got a degree in photography. She's hanging out with famous photographers. She's hanging out with famous photographers, and she's working, and sounds like she's working. Like she's getting work as a photographer, or at least a photographer's assistant. It sounds like her life was pretty fucking good. It sounds like her life was pretty good until this cult showed up and sucked the life out of her. I'm telling you, I swear that's how every single story goes. You're better off staying your car your life. I know, it's so true. Every time they're like, I swear, every time they're like, so yeah, I had my own business. I was the CEO of the Sandoval Corporation, and we had contracts with the government, not only the U.S. government, but Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. We were selling these little widgets, and we were making so much money because I had the only factory that made these things, and I was about to open up my second factory because and you know what? This guy gave me a book. This guy gave me a book, and I was halfway through the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, you know, just give up all forms of religion and just surrender unto me. Oh, Arjuna, I will protect you. Have no fear. And I was like, you know what? That sounds interesting. So I went down to the temple. And I joined that day. I just said, I'm not going back. I said, fuck my business. And I entered the ashram, and so then, you know, they sent me to India, and I was with Bhakti Vikash Swami for a while, and then I was milking cows, and then I went on traveling. We traveled around India for like 6 months in a bus, and then I went back, and Bhakti Vikash, he said I needed to go to South America. He said I needed to go to South America to open up a temple. So then I went to South America. And I went to Santiago, Chile, and then we opened up this temple. And it was really rough there because there was a civil war going on, and they were shooting and shooting. We barely survived, but hey, our deities got fed, and we would go on book distribution every night. We'd go out, we'd sell books, and then I ended up back in. It was so fucking stupid. Just, you would have had a better life if you just stayed as a photographer, man. I mean, or what? It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Influence, and yet they didn't find an inner satisfaction, which is what we all want. I became very confused because I wanted to be happy.
You were confused. I bet you were
and
confused.
I saw these people that had excelled in their field were not at all happy, quite the opposite, despite.
So I knew I knew because they were failures, and they were because my perception was everybody's unhappy. I just knew that I would never be happy. So I joined this cult. I joined a cult just to prove to myself that I was never going to amount to anything. I was never going to amount to anything in life. That's it. That's it. I'm just. What is it?
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Oh, man. You got to just shut up, man. You got to just.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's dive into this. I got a couple more that I want to get caught up on. Let me see. What is this? Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna bet that this woman has no idea that she's in this cult. Not only do I believe that she has no idea she's in this cult, but I don't know if she's wearing panties or not. Now I have to wonder, like, does she got panties on underneath that thing? Is she commando under there? Because now that I know that ISKCON women don't wear panties, I'm just gonna be thinking, wow, she's probably not gonna get panties on. I don't know why that is. It's so weird with the underwear. I don't know what it is with cults and their underwear. It's a weird thing. Yeah, there's a few things I missed, but you can go to an Indian restaurant and you can get them at an Indian restaurant. I get them all the time. In fact, I found a new place where I can go get Indian chai, and it's even better than the old place where I used to go and get Indian chai. It's like it tastes more like chai. It tastes more like the chai in Vrindavan than the other place that I went to. So I'm kind of excited about that. It's like I was bummed because my favorite place closed down. And I was like, oh, I got to find a new place. And so I knew of this other place, and I went there. And it's better. It's actually better. It's a better place. Okay. What happened here? Okay, here it goes.
তুমি মোরে দয়া না ছাড়ি গৌরাঙ্গ তুমি মোরে দয়া না ছাড়ি গৌরাঙ্গ তুমি মোরে দয়া না ছাড়ি
So there they are with the little kids again. Always with the little kids. It's always with the little kids. And I was just gonna say something, and then you see the little girl, you see the little kid, and it just takes me right back to these guys are into the child marriage and they're into pedophilia and they don't care, and they're not ashamed of it, and it's crazy. Yeah, you know what I miss? I miss the sweet rice, and I haven't found any place that makes sweet rice like ISKCON makes sweet rice, but I don't miss it that much. Like I don't miss it that much. But that is one of the things I miss. Mormon does the underwear thing. They all have something about it. They all do. They all have some control. It's about control. It's about control and behavior and getting you to follow rules and regulative performance and self-regulation. Self-regulation. Because I was taught, like this guy Radhakun taught me that I couldn't wear regular underwear, that it was offensive. Because you can see it through your dhoti, you can see the briefs, you can see the outline. And when I was in Vrindavan, he drilled it into me that you gotta wear the kopans, you gotta wear the underwear. And by the time I came back, I was like, I gotta wear these things. And I wore those things. I wore them. I would wear them, but I wouldn't wear them to work. I wouldn't wear them to work. But when I would put on a dhoti, I'd put those stupid things on, and then after a while, I stopped wearing them. I was like, I think because I stopped wearing a dhoti. Like, I think like the last year when I was getting ready to make my move and leave, I think I kind of stopped wearing, because there was a point where I stopped wearing the kopans. I wasn't wearing them. I just wasn't. So friggin' weird. It is so weird. The underwear thing is weird. Yeah, cults make it so that when you're brainwashed, you start to coercive control yourself. You do. You coercive control yourself. She calls it performative regulation. Performative regulation. And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Let me move to the next video. Oh, let's see what this one is. This one says, yeah, you're policing yourself. You're policing yourself even when you're alone. Nobody's watching because yes, absolutely, it's insane. It is insane. It is so weird. It's so weird. It's all so weird. It's so friggin' weird. Okay, here we go. Let's see this one.
Yeah, look at that. Good job. Okay, Deva. We'll take your whole shot, Deva, again.
I can dance. Boom, 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 sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay!
Yeah, I know, me too. I know. I used to go to India. I can't believe that when I worked for American Express, I took 3 trips to India. I could have gone, and they weren't free trips. It wasn't free. I paid for them, but I could have went anywhere. I could have went to India, and then I could have went to, Paris. I could have went to, I could have went to anywhere in the world, but I went to India all 3 times, and did that. That was my vacation. That was my vacation time, was going and doing this. Guru Paloozing. The nighttime is the right time. Yeah, young is. Now I can't. When I see these women, in there, and I go, and I think, you know, they didn't join. They didn't join for this. This is not what they joined for. They joined because they wanted to love God. They wanted to be spiritual. They wanted some kind of this Indian, you know, they're thinking, you know, love and flowers and incense and good vibes and, you know, dancing and chanting and everything being good. They didn't sign up for this racist, sexist child marriage, be subservient to your man. Your man controls you. You know, girls are supposed to get married at 11 years old and be under the control of a man, and whatever your husband says goes, and be miserable. Just, you know, and be miserable and be happy that you're miserable. Just live like this and be happy that you're. Just convincing yourself this is fun. Convincing yourself it's fun. Sitting on the floor in India in this room and talking about these fairy tales while the men are being sexist, where you guys have got to be separate, and that ain't inclusive. That's not a loving environment where the women got to be over there and the men are over here. And women are Maya Devi, and every friggin' lecture is about Maya. They never look happy. They all look miserable. They always look miserable. They're never like, the only time they look happy, hey, welcome back, man. The only time they look happy is when they're out chanting in the street and they look, it looks like a cult. Yeah, I'm glad you made it back, man. Glad you made it back. And again, so much of this stuff makes me sad. It just makes me sad. The entire room is full of bereft women because they are not wanted or welcome there. Yeah, they're not either. Exactly, man. Where is it?
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
You know these women, most are Russian, they're all mean and bitter. They think they're senior to everyone. Therefore, they can school you just about everything. Yeah, you know, I don't know how it is in Mayapur, because I've never been to Mayapur, but I've been to Vrindavan a million times. You go to Vrindavan, and you can tell who the ISKCON people are or the Narayan people are, because they all look miserable. They just do. They look miserable. None of them are smiling. None of them are happy. None of them are having a good time, because they're there, and I know it's like when the first time I went there, I was like, this doesn't look like the Vrindavan that Prabhupada describes in his books. This is, I don't know what this is, but they all just look, none of them look happy. They look miserable. They just, everybody, they all look like this.
With Gurudev entering my life less than a year later, and just took my heart like he stole all of our hearts.
And they're bereft and they're mean and bitter, and that's the result of the cult repressing people. Absolutely. They have to repress all of their just being normal, being a normal human being, having normal thoughts, having questions. They can't question, they can't, they can't question any doubts that they have about Hare Krishna. So that's out. So they can't question anything. And then they have no freedom, you know, and they have no freedom to question. So, and they have all this sexism that they have to do because it's sexist. Come on, it's sexist. Immediately you're told, well, women over there and women, men's ashram and a women's ashram. Like, why? But women are treated so badly. And if they treat women badly, that gets to you after a while as a woman. I know it does. And as a little girl, some of these women have been brought up in it. So they've been being mistreated as a little girl, as a woman, as a little girl. They don't know anything else. They just don't. And the men, just like knitting cult lady, in a cult, men are brought up to be predators and women are brought up to be prey. And you can't put it any better than that. That's what this purity culture. The women are chaste, women are pure, women are this, women are that. Women have to be protected by the man. Women have to be protected by the man. Women have to be protected from the man. Little girls have to be protected from the man. You're talking about the men are supposed to protect the women. We need to protect these women and girls from you, man. You swamis and sannyasis and freaks. And they hate women. So rape and abuse is a crime of power. It's not any kind of romantic thing. It's a crime of power. It's a punishment. I have power over you. I can make you do what I want, and you have no say or recourses or anything. I can just have I just do whatever I want. I'm a man. And ISKCON married life is the worst amongst all. ISKCON says no. This is a danger. Yeah, ISKCON says you can't even. Yeah, ISKCON says you can't even love your wife because that's attachment. It's Maya. It's like you can't even love your own wife. You gotta be. You can have sex. You can have children, but you can't get attached. You have to understand that hey, it's all temporary, and we're a spirit, soul, and it's all bullshit. Yeah, to the point. Yeah, they didn't want Jaganambika to talk to me because she's married and my daughter's in the school, so I wasn't supposed to talk to her. It was just not allowed. It wasn't allowed, and I talked to her. We'd stand out there and we'd talk. We'd talk for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. First we talk about school and stuff, and then we kind of drift off into gossiping about, what's going on, what are you doing with your Shoda Nandan or try to talk me into moving into the community and get away from my parents or I'm not a good enough father, how I could be a better father with my daughter, all kinds of stuff. We drift off and end up talking for 30, 40, 45 minutes. And people, rumors went around that, why do they talk all the time? She's a teacher. My daughter's in school. I can't talk to the teacher. It's friggin' weird. And she's married. She's married to the temple, one of the officers of the temple. And it's so stupid. They have to look at the floor. I mean, if that's not a humiliation ritual, and hey, look, I wanted to just tell you. I was just thinking, we watch these videos of these women, whatever, and
he came to Devendra.
They look, and they don't look overly happy. They actually look kind of miserable. And I know that this guy.
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
I know he's like, yeah, well, we have ecstatic symptoms. See, that's just proof that these guys don't have it. You guys don't have no ecstatic symptoms. You guys are just cosplaying without a costume. You guys don't have no ecstatic symptoms, no nothing. And how do you know these people aren't having ecstatic symptoms and they're just keeping it inside? They're crying. They're transcendentally depressed. How can you say they're not transcendentally depressed? You know, it is disgusting. It is, you know, and I didn't even know that. I had no idea that they made them do that. I mean, that's just, but yeah, you know, Queen, it's just, you can understand how the brainwashing of these cults can cause people to just totally just act so irrational. Most people can feel what's right and what's wrong, and you may not have the language to express it, but as a woman, you'd feel like something is very wrong. I agree. I know these women got to know something's wrong, but they just go along with it. It's kind of very much like Scientology in that they want families without family ties. They want to break those ties for a lot of reasons. They don't want you to have any connection because they don't want you to have a way out. They don't want you to have an exit plan. You know, they'd rather you didn't have an exit plan. They'd rather you go to India and work on a farm than stay. You know, they say, "Oh, you don't have to join a temple. You can." Yeah, but if you read Prabhupada's books and you follow their rules and all that, eventually you're going to get brainwashed into thinking that you got to do all that stuff. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. I mean, you know, who are we trying to kid? You know, you can try and kid yourself, but it's not. We are engineered to love and be attached to things at first. Over time, we learn and grow spiritually. We don't need a cult to teach humankind a false spiritual narrative. Yeah, you know, absolutely. Not only a false spiritual narrative, but a harmful one. A harmful one. Like these women, not only are they depressed and not only are they depressed and unhappy, but they're being harmed and traumatized. And they try to get out of this cult, and there's going to be a whole nother level of trauma and PTSD. And then let's say some of these women do get out of this cult. You know, a couple of these actually get out. They're going to be damaged. They're going to need help. They're going to need to come here. They're going to need to come here and talk it out. And say, yeah, I was in this thing. I can't believe it. Just like we are. That's exactly what we're doing. We're all in here going, I can't believe I was brainwashed. I can't believe I did this. I'm talking about how I put the copins on, and I was like, why am I wearing these stupid things? And Jolene is like, yeah, we didn't wear panties. We were supposed to just wear the thing. We didn't wear panties underneath. And we're all going like, wow, we didn't know. It's like we were doing all of these things. It's crazy. It's absolute. It's crazy, man. When I think,
Is the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
they can make it so you don't. I know they can make it so you don't even love your own family. They can brainwash you so you don't even love your own family. And then and what else can they get? That's why I'm saying, you know, these guys, these dreamer guys or whatever, you could think that they're like, oh, they're harmless. Well, but they got full control over these people. If they can tell them, if this hotfoot can come in here and talk about how this guy's like God to her, and he speaks like God, and he's got God's brain, and he gives her this and all, and she's obviously out of her mind, and he's got complete control over her everything. What, you know, that's like Jim Jones shit, and just like I forget who was saying it. One of you was saying how, I think it was Jenna or somebody was saying how, you know, he talks like a cult leader, like you can see how he can get these people, right? Like he's got that. Yeah, he's learned how to do it. He can influence some people who can be influenced, absolutely. And And just like Jim Jones, just like Charlie Manson, just like Reverend Moon, just like David Koresh. You got that woman coming in here yelling and not yelling and screaming, but coming in here and broadcasting about he's the greatest thing and this and that. I mean, that is some crazy stuff. She really needs some help. That is insane. And then she leaves here, she gets on the internet and she's singing about him or whatever, and singing these songs and doing all this stuff, and to me she's whacked. She's whacked out. Whacked out. What I missed. Oh, look, here you go. Oh, what is she saying? She's here? Oh, I missed. I didn't know she was talking. I'm talking about it, and she's right here. What is this knucklehead say? But we have the symptoms. You don't have any symptoms. You're insane. You're insane. There are no symptoms. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you when you left, but I'm have a good spring. What symptoms? I know the symptoms of love. She pretends to laugh and cry. She thinks it's symptoms. The symptoms are described in the Chaitanya. Well, you describe them. We're not going to stop the show. We're not going to stop this to go read the Chaitanya Charitamrita. I mean, I could. I got it right here. You don't think I'm smart enough? You don't think I'm smart enough to know what I'm talking about? You think your dreamer guru is so smart that like he knows so much. You think he knows more than me? I'm sorry to tell you, he doesn't know more than me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you, he just doesn't. I know you think he does. I know he thinks he does. I know you think he does. But I'm sorry to tell you, he doesn't. It's so funny. I know there's this nonsense. She's like, I act like an epileptic, like a crazy epileptic with seizures, homosexual as described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Isn't that enough? Symptoms. Yeah, I'm telling you, Queen, you could actually study this woman. You could do a study and you could publish it in the American Journal of Medicine, like how cults damage your mind, how cults cause mental illness, by Queen of Karma. And you go, my subject is Hotfoot. She's a disciple of this Gora Hoodie guy. And I've been watching her and him, and this guy is a wacko, and this woman's a wacko. You could do a whole thing about her and him. It would be fascinating. It absolutely. I mean, I know Lolita, if these symptoms persist more than 4 hours, you need to call your doctor immediately. The 4 hours, man. You don't want it to last over 4 hours.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Yeah, I know. They're big on hierarchy. They love to let you know how much knowledgeable they are in the philosophy and singing and preaching. Yeah, everybody's got their pecking order. That's why I like to emphasize how much I know, because it's a ink to them, because they're like, well, so and so's here, and then this person's here, and then this person there, and this person here, and this person here. You know, like Gora Hari's here, and then there's Govinda, and then there's Hotfoot, and then there's Johnnicky, and then there's Yawning Man, and then there's Noodles, and then and they got it. They got everybody, and then there's Ghana, and then there's Jenna Morton, and then after Jenna Morton comes Duke of Squirrel. It's like they gotta figure it out. They gotta figure out where the hierarchy is. It's insanity. It is such insanity. They gave me way too many symptoms. That's why I left. I know I got a few symptoms, but after about 30 minutes in the toilet, the symptoms were over. Oh. Yeah, I'm glad she's watching and learning. I mean, eventually she'll, symptoms, excessive delusion, mental imbalance, prescription, no bedtime stories. I don't know. No more of this.
I can dance. Boom, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay.
Yes, seriously, a study could be done. Absolutely, I'm totally serious, man. I'm joking, but I'm serious. I'm serious, but it's a joke, and it's a joke, but it's serious. Absolutely, someone could study this. It has serious side effects. If the side effects last for 4 hours, call a doctor immediately. Absolutely, you gotta call a doctor immediately. Boom, 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 boom. It's like
All right.
Oh, okay. So that was funny, man. Like she gotta come in. She gotta come in and defend her guru. Defending your guru is like the number one thing. That's like drinking foot water. If you defend your guru, it's like drinking the foot water. Man, that is. She's getting the mercy, as they say. She's getting the mercy. Let me see if we get. Let me see if we get one more. We get one more here. It's always fun when Hotfoot comes in. It's always fun when Hotfoot comes in, because then I know that she's gonna go back and she's gonna tell him everything I said, and then.
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
It's so funny. She's got a dreaming guru. She thinks he's the real deal, but he's just a dreamer. He's just a dreamer. Hey, Hotfoot, here's a real guru. Look, this is what a real guru looks like. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe this.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare.
Okay, now that's a little weird. I gotta say, let me get over here. Okay, now this is not bona fide at all. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on here, but this is not supposed to be happening. Okay, I don't know. This looks like a hippie retreat. This looks like Laurel Canyon, 1969, at the Crosby, Stills and Nash house. That's what.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Uh-oh, looks like somebody pooed in the water. No, but where are the dolls? What happened to the dolls? I don't. Where are the dolls? I guess Swimmer Pod's gonna be upset he wasn't invited. Hey, so you guys had a pool party and you didn't invite Swimmer Pod with his dolls? What are you talking about? You can't do that.
I can dance. Boom, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know.
You know, it's kind of, this is, I gotta say something here. You know, for a cult that wants to keep the men and women separate, got to keep them separated. For a cult that wants to keep them separated all the time, it's kind of weird that they're all together in a pool. They're all together in a pool holding hands. That's just, to me, that's just, I don't know what's going on, and it's so bizarre. It is so friggin' bizarre to me. You know, if they were doing that, I might have stayed in Hare Krishna if I knew this was going. If this was an option, maybe I would have stayed in. I don't know. It looks kind of cool. I mean, are they smoking doobies? You know, they can smoke a couple doobies, jump in the pool, you know, hold hands, you know. And it's like, you know, it sounds okay. I mean, where's Cheech and Chong over there? I mean, it just sounds like it looks like a good time. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that. That's a weird one. That's a weird, yeah. Waves and feeding no dolls. They didn't get the guy with the dolls out. That's pretty funny. Okay, okay. I lied. I'm gonna do one more because I'm laughing. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Let me see. We want to have a good time. We have a good time.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to be free to ride. And we want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do.
Well, when, baby? Let's go.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
Yeah, it's really hot. It's hot where I am, so I wanted to look at some snow. Cool down a little bit. I thought, let me look at Lake Tahoe, because where I am, it's like 105 degrees. So I was like, you know what? I need to cool down. Let's look at one more. Okay, let's look at this one. This is another one from Tim. Let's see what this is.
That I love this job.
We
It's
got
an
commercial.
understatement.
I've been on the data annotation platform for about a year and a half.
So this is Lake Tahoe. This is Lake Tahoe. It was like 10 years ago. Coming out of Lake Tahoe, California. In case you don't know where Lake Tahoe is, it's California, Sierra Nevada mountains. And okay, let's get back. This is grand invitation to the GBC members, 2026. Oh boy, the GBC pedophile central. There they are. Exploiting somebody's labor. There they go. Somebody's exploiting labor, being exploited. Here we're gonna have this huge grand celebration. So we need all the free labor we can get because we don't want to pay anybody. We're not paying anybody to do all this work. What are you, crazy? We're a little cooking, a little food. A little exploiting labor. Everybody working for free. Everybody working for free. You can wash some feet. You can do some foot wash.
I can dance. Boom, 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 boom. Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 dance.
Oh yeah, let me get your feet there. Let me get your feet there. Is this the entrance? Is this the pedophile entrance? Yeah, this is the. Are you a pedophile? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, come right on in. Can I see your wristband? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're a VIP pedophile. Okay, right this way, sir. Right over here. Oh yeah, look at that elder abuse. Elder abuse. This guy. Elder abuse. This is a real who's who. This is a real who's who of this pedophile cult. Every major pedophile is here. This is like pedocon. This is like pedocon 2026. It really is. It's exactly what it is. It's pedocon. Yes, food. It's pedopalooza. It's a pedopalooza is what it is. And I am not kidding. It's a pedopalooza. It's fair. It's funny to think you were living there 4 years ago. Yeah, it is. I'm happy that you're out. I'm happy that I'm happy that you're here. Really, I'm serious. I'm happy that you're here. I want to thank you for sharing everything that you've shared with us. That you come in here and you contribute to the party. I really am. I want to thank you for that. Kavi Chandra Swami. I would imagine they're all there. He's preaching in Japan now. Yeah, I don't even know their names anymore because it's been so long. I don't know. Just the main ones. Pedopur. Yeah, it's Pedopur. It's Pedopur, man. I'm telling you, they're all there. They just love it there. They just love it there. And because this is how they get treated. I mean, this is pedo heaven. This is pedo loca. This is pedo loca is what this is. Oh, look, there he is. There's a man. There's a man that let the guy that molested my daughter let him go free. That's the guy he let him go free. He's like, I'm sorry, Prabhu. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how that works? Yeah. And then you know what that fucker said? He said to me, he said, well, my son was molested and was abused. My son was abused in the Gurukula. Like that's supposed to make me feel better. Like he said it like, my car got stolen too, and I didn't make a big deal about it. That's exactly how he said it. Well, my son got, like, hey, like that, like it's normal. Like it's normal. Like, don't get upset. My son got, what are you trying to say? What the fuck are you trying to say? Prabhu, my son got abused too. So that makes it okay? Well, what are you trying to say? The fuck are you trying to say? My son, well, Prabhu, my son was abused too. He was in the Gurukula. He got abused. So what is that supposed to mean? Like, why am I making a big deal about it? Like, your son was abused and you didn't make a big deal about it. So why am I making a big deal? What point does that make? Well, my son was abused too, and Prabhu, fucking, they are disgusting. They're disgusting people. I can't stress that enough. And all of them. This guy too, man. I'm gonna say how it is, man. This guy is no different.
am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
No different. Because if he could be doing what he's doing in ISKCON, he'd be in ISKCON doing it. And they'd be funneling these people to him. Just because he's a flunky and he can't make it in ISKCON doesn't mean he ain't just as dangerous and just as harmful as these people are. These people are just as harmful as he is. They're all the same. And just the same way that, in the same way, God damn it, in the same way that people will look at this and go, well, that doesn't look so harmful. That doesn't look like so bad. That doesn't look, why? That's just, they're just, they're chanting the holy names and, they're not in a cult. They're not under control. There's no Jonestown or David Koresh or Waco. Mike's out of his mind. That looks fine. That looks fine to me. And that's the same thing they say about
I am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
You go look at his you go look at his thing. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's so funny. Where is it? So you go and you look at this and you go, well, it's the same thing.
No room.
It's not.
No room.
It doesn't look harmful to me. They're just,
There is no room. The door is open. The door is just open. So welcome, Mike. Welcome, Mike. And
they're talking about me again. See, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I put it. They're always talking about me. But you look at this and you go, well, these people are just they're harmless. They're just getting together. No, that's the illusion. That's the illusion. They're just as dangerous as these other people. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same. Their minds are fucked up. Their brains are fucked up. They think that anybody who thinks that this nut, that this dreamer fuck is God or godly or godlike or anything like that, your head is fucked up, man. I'm just telling you, it just is, man. Yeah, they love romanticizing this cult like it's so blissful to be a member. Absolutely, I know, and that's part of how sinister it is. It's evil and sinister. That's why that guy in the very beginning, he said, you think you're doing something good, but a lot of times that good thing becomes a cover for bad. It becomes a cover for bad. But a lot of times it's always been bad. This has always been a cult. This has always been dangerous. It didn't become bad. That's what they want you to think. Well, these gurus are bad, or they're not following. That's what Gaura Hari will say. Oh, well, these guys don't know. They're not following. They're not teaching the real thing. They're not teaching the real thing. I'm teaching the real thing. I gotta say this. If you think of the guy who's teaching the real thing, who's got the real thing, after 20, 30 years of teaching the real thing, he'd have more than 8 people in his Zoom. He has 6 people. He got 4 people in his Zoom. He got 8 people. Half of them are sending me videos showing how fucking ridiculous this guy is. That's funny. Hey, Eliana, you came in late because you were chanting. Oh man, I'm glad you were chanting. I'm glad you were chanting. Were you laughing and crying? Were you feeling ecstatic symptoms like hot foot? Were you giggling and doing the whole thing? I sure hope so. Yeah, I agree with you. I wrestle with that every day. I wrestle with that. Like, how dangerous is it? Is it dangerous? Is it just as dangerous? Is it more dangerous? Is it less dangerous? And I think it might be more dangerous. I just think it might be because she can do it from her home. She can just log in, act crazy, and the crazy is in there. It's not like it's just like she's only crazy when she logs into him. No, she's crazy 24 hours a day and getting worse. So and it's a nightmare to join this cult, and I think it's a nightmare to get involved with a guy like this. These people are like addicted to this guy. They don't think they can love God or function without him. I just it's crazy, and it's like, and they're constantly. First of all, they're constantly talking about me, which is hilarious. Yeah, you're giggling, crying, shaking, laughing. Were you yawning? Were you, because yawning man, he yawns when he feels those symptoms. When he feels those symptoms, man. Yeah, I think so. And that's what I'm saying. You think it's benign or it's harmless, but it is not. It's not. Believing that this guy is some kind of connection to God or whatever is not healthy. This is not a healthy way to live your life. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And listen, everybody, I'm gonna cut out now. Eliana, you got to watch on the replay. We've had a lot of fun. You're gonna get to see, you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot about underwear. You'll learn a lot about we didn't know. You'll learn a lot about underwear that we didn't know. We didn't know that women don't wear panties. We did not know that women don't wear panties in this kind. At least that's what some women are not wearing panties. And men wear a loincloth. So there, we're getting down to it. We're really good. Is Hot Feet still watching? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she's in here or not. But I think she's online doing her karaoke, her Krishna karaoke. Krishna karaoke, man. That's what she's doing. The Krishna karaoke. Obsession with the Copen is real. I know it is. It is. I didn't realize it was such an obsession until I seriously, I didn't realize it was an obsession until Knitting Cult Lady brought it up. And when she brought it up, when she brought it up about a year ago, I just flashed. I watched this whole movie of me and Radha Kund and him trying to, insisting that I wear this copen. Insisting that I wear this copen. It is so bizarre. Right, but what about in 20th century ISKCON ashram? Did you wear panties in the ashram? Because some women did not wear panties. They just wore the underskirt, and that was it. And I did not know that. I just did not know that. Yeah, she's got to do a karaoke session for her love of her life. I know, and when you're doing that, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Now, if it was her husband and she was so madly in love with her husband that she's going to go on the internet and she's going to sing love songs to him, that's perfectly normal. That's a normal, crazy thing to do. That's a crazy thing to do. but it would be a normal crazy thing to do. But going on and doing what she's doing for this guy because he's her guru, that is crazy. Yeah, you were making offenses. You're making offenses, man. You're making offense. Okay, so you always wear panties. Yeah, evidently, it's so weird. It's so weird that we're even having this conversation. It's like I had no idea. I had no idea. I heard you're supposed to bathe with your gumsha on and not look at yourself naked. That way you won't get lusty. Yeah, I heard my friend Radhakun when we were in India and we were taking take a cold shower because a hot shower is sense enjoyment. And I was like, okay, I mean it's cold, but okay. And then he's like, drying off with a towel is sense enjoyment. Like you can't enjoy drying off with a towel, like a nice towel. You get a nice fluffy towel, like in a hotel. You get a big, nice, fluffy towel, and you get out of the shower in a hotel, if you've ever stayed in a hotel, and you got a big, and it just feels good, right? You dry up, and you dry, and it's a good feeling. And like, no. That's Maya. That's sense. That's like sex enjoy. That's like sense enjoy. That's bad. You can't do that. I was like, what are you talking about? Every fucking thing is sense enjoyment.
I can dance. Boom, 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 boom. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, boom, boom. Yay!
What about this one?
He believes in nothing. He believes in nothing, Labolsky, nothing.
Yeah, that's that in itself is insanity. That alone is insanity. Okay, that alone. Yeah, I because I'm showing the videos all the time, that their shit pops up all the time now. Like every time I log into YouTube and I'm looking to do Krishna videos or Knitting Cult Lady or something like that, I see Lord Chaitanya's Grace Place or I see Lalita Ganga popping up, and I can't help it. I click. It's clickbait for me. I get suckered in. Okay, I get suckered in, and I click on it, and then I go, and then it's like Mike this and Mike that, Mike this and Mike that. It's so funny. Hey, thanks for joining me tonight, everybody. It's so much fun. So much fun. Keep sending in videos. You Hari people out there that are sending me videos and sending me emails. Thanks. Don't get in trouble. Don't get shunned. Okay. I'll keep you anonymous. I don't want to. I ain't trying to cause any problems with you guys. But I do want to thank you. I do want to thank you for contacting me. I think it's funny. I think it's funny, but I think it's good. I think it's. I mean, it validates the whole thing. But that's all I want to say about the whole thing. Thanks for reaching out. I think it's funny. And Eliana, I'm sorry you came in late, but check me out on the replay. Like, share, and subscribe. You'll learn about panties and copins on the replay, and we got a lot of fun. And you'll get to see you'll get to see Dreamer Pod videos of Dreamer Pod. Those are so funny. Oh, you gotta go back and watch that. Oh, it's so funny. So thanks everybody. I want to just everybody have a great day, great night, great morning, great evening, great afternoon. If you're hungry, have a great brunch. Everybody have some great luck and stay out of a cult. And now here's the time where you get to see me as a Hare Krishna. You waited all this time. Oh, where is it? Yeah. You waited all this time, and you're like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Well, here I am back when I was a Hare Krishna. So thanks, everybody.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.